Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages.
Oh, say, can't you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Race fans, it is time for those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Christopher.
Here comes Matt Hornbuckle right behind. We saw Hollingsworth very fast in practice. Not able to replicate that right now. Battle for third. Mike Knight, Jay Felton. Oh, hey, I hear us now. We're live. Hi.
We have arrived.
Hi, Twitch. How you doing? Glad to be here. Welcome, now officially, to the Southwest Copy System 250 here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 100-lap race here. We only lost 14 laps without commentary, which is no big deal. At least we got it working. We had a lap 2 crash involving 8 cars. We'll list them off here really quick. Cecil Keith, he's still on pit road 15 minutes later. Jeffrey Smith, he's already retired from the race. Donnie Gatton Jr., who's back on pit road. Ron Hollyfield, Michael Doyle, Marty Walter, Paul Olson, Craig Johnson, Kenny Powell, all involved in that crash. We didn't really get a replay or anything like that of it. We're still working some things out, as you can tell, but battle for third between Knight and Felton in turn 3.
Jacob, I'm watching the battle here with Kyle Feemster and Chris Severa. They are just eating the field. Chris is going to pass 7 with Brian Tong to stay on the rear of that Kyle Feemster's 38 machine, and Chris Severa and Matt Hornbuckle are right behind him. They seem to be like there's a magnet between those 3 cars.
Caden Rush right now is your leader in that 15 machine, followed by the 74 Stephen West. Rush has not been the most popular guy in the iRacing Stock Car Association. Made some enemies 2 weeks ago. A lot of people weren't happy with him. Didn't make the trip to Pocono last week. And the guy that was most unpleasant with him, Kyle Feemster, went on to win. Rush is back today. Got the pole, fell back a little bit on the opening start. Stephen West got by, but now Rush is back in the lead, and whoa, Stephen West.
Well, that just, Kyle Feemster was in front of Chris Severa in the 01, and Chris Severa just moseyed on by like he was standing still.
West got the wall, West got the wall. West got the wall coming off turn 4. And that's going to allow Jay Felton to come up to his back bumper and look to the inside going into turn 1. And he'll take it away, Jay Felton to second.
Now, that's been the second time that's happened. Stephen West loves that wall.
Now he's got Mike Knight on his back bumper. Donnie Gatton Jr. back off pit road.
Donnie Gatton Jr.'s got a little problem with that car. He was involved in that wreck. He has got absolutely no front end, so he's going to basically do it all this race.
He started the wreck, really. He slid up in turn 3, got into the 96 to Jeffrey Smith, spun him around, and then everybody off their brakes from there. And the track became blocked in that little short shoot between turns 3 and turn 4.
Not much way to avoid anybody on that end of the track there. You're either going to hit them or hit the wall. And there's only 2 choices.
And some people did both. I believe it was the Paul Olson machine that crawled up on top of the 9 of Donnie Gatton Jr. and flipped over. It was a big, big crash. Oh, Mike Knight, what a save. And I'm sure Brian Johnson's going to need a new pair of pants after that one, because Mike Knight almost started another wreck. That was close. Here comes Jay Felton, speaking of close, all over the back bumper of the leader, Caden Rush.
Jacob, I'm watching the 01 of Chris Severa slowly, methodically, just ease himself up into the top 5 here, and he just goes up one by one. And he wants to the front, but he's got his patient pants on, and he's picking and choosing the right moments.
He has clawed his way up. I believe he started back towards the 10th position. He is fighting for now a spot inside the top 5 as he closes in on Brian Johnson. Mike Knight is in front of him. It's a 3-car train up front for the lead as West almost hits the wall again. Coming off turn 2, that was close.
And then the inside is in the inside of Brian Johnson, and he's going to get him on his next turn.
For the lead, Jay Felton, new leader of Indianapolis.
It appears like the inside line is the place to pass.
Jay Felton looking for his first win on the year. Still a long way to closing in on 20 laps in the books. Whoa, Stephen West. Down the front straightaway. And that's going to allow Mike Knight to go by, Chris Severa to go by, and Brian Johnson will probably get by before it's said and done. Maybe not. Johnson will let him in line here.
I tell you, these tires do not last long. I mean, you got a pit of about 36 to 40 laps you can go on fuel, but these tires, if you take it that long out, you're going to be pushing.
I have a feeling it won't be long until we see a caution, especially when you've got somebody up at the front of the field driving like they're on ISCA right now. Here comes Severa.
Yep, he's coming on the inside. He's going to get that third position, or fourth. This is for fourth.
Now this is for third. And he gets him. Brian Johnson gets by Stephen West for the fifth position. So Chris Severa moving right along as here comes Kyle Feimster as well. He's looking for the sixth spot on Stephen West coming off turn 4. Looks like he'll get it. Maybe. Still side by side. Now he gets it. So Kyle Feimster into position number 6. While Jay Felton is your leader of Caden Rush. And Chris Severa, Mike Knight, Brian Johnson, your top 5. Kyle Feimster, Stephen West, Mike Eames, we haven't talked about him yet this afternoon. Jeff Hollingsworth and Andrew Melvin round out the top 10. Melvin did make a pit stop after that first caution, so he's on 4-lap newer tires compared to everybody else in the top 10. Smooth sailing as we're closing in on the quarter mark here from Indianapolis. 100-lap race. They do get 5 sets of tires, including the set they started on, so there should be 4 more tire sets in the pits for them, I believe. At least that's what it should be. And Caden Rush used a provisional last week. Since he didn't make the trip to Pocono, still your points leader. After the win at Sonoma, or no, the win at Chicagoland, he did not win Sonoma.
Yeah, he had a battle at Sonoma with Gregory Hectus. Both of them had cars pretty tore up. I think Gregory got it.
Yep, Hectus did get that win, then Caden won it on the Chicagoland. Feimster won last week at Pocono, and now here we are in Indianapolis. Look, possibly at the 4th different winner in the 4th different race to start out the ISCA season. Have to wait and see. 2 laps away now from the quarter mark, as Severa is now closing in on that 15 of Caden Rush.
Yeah, the first 3 cars, Jay Felton, Caden Rush, and Chris Severa, they have all left the 4th, 5th, and 6th behind. They're gaining great grounds away from them. And it looks like Severa is going to capitalize on a slide from Caden Rush. Caden is getting loose.
They might be able to get him here going into turn 1. Mike Knight dirt tracked it up off the corner. He's able to survive. And what in the world happened to the 74 of Stephen West? He's fallen all the way back to the 12th spot. He clobbered the wall.
Those tires, he just used them up trying to stay in the lead. I mean, this is another one of these tracks that you have to, preserve your tires.
He did it 2 laps ago. In turn 1, the car just didn't turn. And he bounced off the outside wall. A lot of damage. He lost a lot of spots. Meanwhile, he's swirling now in the 13th position behind Chris Johnson and Dalton Mulder. Moving our way back up to the front. Battle for second once again between Rush and Severa.
If I was to guess, I'm going to say Severa in the 01 is going to let Caden Rush use his material up, and then he's going to capitalize on it because he is not pushing the envelope that much. I mean, you've seen him pass all these guys on the inside like it was nothing. Oh, and Caden Rush caught the back end of that wall there.
Matt Hornbuckle was on pit road. He's coming off right now. down the backstretch. He'll come out right in front of these guys, actually.
It does look like Caden Rush is going to try to grab some draft off the hornbuckle.
Another car on pit road, that is Stephen West. So West said enough with this. He's coming to pit road. Will we see everybody else come on to pit road soon? As Hornbuckle's blowing by the leader on those fresh tires. That's going to allow Rush and Severa to close in a little bit. Since Felton had to run the high line. This battle for second still not done yet.
No, he's going to the inside. There it goes. There he goes. Chris Severa's going to get the inside. If he can get in there, Caden Rush is going to have to live. He takes him easily.
Rush almost caught the wall, and Severa takes second, but Rush isn't done yet. Crossover right to the corner panel. Almost hits him. Still fighting for second in turn 2.
And he
makes
him.
Severa
Yes.
spin off the bumper of
And he
Caden Rush. We stay
saved
green,
it.
no caution. What a save. And Caden Rush just made another enemy.
Yeah, that was that didn't look like it was intentional, but he didn't give him any room.
Well, he drove it in. Rush slid up the racetrack. Severa came down the racetrack, and they met in the middle of turn number 2, and around went Severa. A great save for him. Maybe a little too aggressive for the 15 of Caden Rush this early on. We're just past the quarter mark, and that's allowed Jay Felton to pull out to almost a 2.5-second lead.
Yeah, that's there's still plenty of time in this race. I mean, it only dropped Chris Severa down to 7th. I mean, you've seen how easily he walked through this field. If he had
Now he's on.
those tires,
His tires are going to be feeling it now that he had to through turn 2 and save it. Fighting with Mike Eames right now for the 6th spot. Too far back to make anything happen.
he probably needs to bring that machine down to pit road and get 4 fresh tires on that thing, because everybody's going
Sooner
to
rather than later. Well, at this point, it's still a 2-stop race. And that's without
you can't do it.
lights checkered.
We're going to have they're 40 laps that can do max on fuel, so then it's going to be a 3-stop race, no matter when you put it out.
At least a 2-stop race, if not a 3rd, depending on when you decide to pit here. Brian Johnson closing in on that 15 of Caden Rush for the 2nd spot. Meanwhile, Brian Tong, he came onto pit road. Same with Clifton Cockrell. Another car on pit road. It's towards the back of the field. That's Ron Hollyfield pitting again after he lost the entire nose of his car in that lap 2 crash.
We do think Jay Felton is on a comfortable lead. He has almost a 2.5-second lead in front of the 2nd place Caden Rush.
Well, that's what happens when 2nd and 3rd place almost take each other out. Allows the leader to pull away, and Brian Johnson is close to the 15 of Caden Rush for position. Meanwhile, further back, Beamster. And that's a lap car. Never mind, I'm getting excited over nothing. It's the 16 of Clifton Cockrell.
But we do see Brian Johnson in the Ford. He takes 2nd place easily.
Yeah. And now here, it's on the line. Brian Cockrell. And they're still side by side for 2nd. Here comes Rush back on the bottom. They both get sideways off turn 2.
Oh, they're not going to end well. This is not going to end well. Michael Eames is going to capitalize on this if they keep this up. Or Michael Knight. I'm sorry,
Knight
Michael
in the
Knight.
4th spot.
Yeah.
Still side by side. Johnson drives it in way too high up into the holes. Caden Rush hangs on for 2nd. Johnson hangs on to 3rd, but here comes Mike Knight looking for that spot. So a costly error there by Johnson driving it in number 3.
Well, if we watch this, Jacob, we're going to see a battle of the X's here, because I think Kyle Feemster is going to come up in this picture here rather quick.
Maybe. We'll see if they get to each other before they have to come on the pit road. 9 laps of having to make their first green flag stop.
And if it's a green flag stop, it's going to be very interesting, because this is a very, very tricky pit road.
And
You're
if you
coming
speed
out of
here,
that turn
you're
at
gonna be on pit road.
165 miles an hour, dropping it down to 60. I think pit road here is 60.
If you speed here, it's going to be costly, because it feels like forever on pit road doing a drive-through penalty here. 60 miles an hour compared to the almost 200 they're pulling down the front straightaway. Brian Johnson trying again on Caden Rush. He's closed it in within 3 cars. Johnson knows he's faster, just struggling to find the room to get by him. Hollyfield again on pit road. This is pit stop number 4 for him.
Do you think Brian Johnson is struggling or he's being cautious? Because he has already seen what Caden Rush will do.
He's tired of racing Caden Rush right now and just by him. Problem is Rush is budging him in.
Yeah, he's trying to take some air off of him, get him loose, because he doesn't want to get in front of him because he may pull, a Caden Rush and rush right through his bumper and spin him out like he did earlier with Chris Severa in the 01.
They're almost 3 seconds behind the leader, Jay Felton. Felton's in another zip code just because of how he's able to drive the car. And Feimster will take the 4th spot away from Mike Knight. They're still about a second back from the battle for 2nd. But Kyle Feimster is now 1 car closer as Mike Knight's coming to pit road. Another car pitting, that's Jeff Hollinsworth. So 2 of the leaders up towards the front of the pack are the first to come onto pit road. Melvin and Mobley might stay out as well as Cisna. They might stay out a few laps later, but not much considering they're only on 4-lap older tires. So if they took fuel, they'll be able to stay out for about 4 laps longer than everybody else.
I think that's gonna create a problem for them. I mean, you don't want to. You want to pit with everybody else because if they got fresher tires, they're gonna start beating you alive. Yeah. You're talking about a 2 to 3 second speed difference, in a lap.
It gets close to 4 seconds, really. Yeah, you're right. Leaders pitting. Jay Felton's on pit road. Caden Rush takes the lead. Mike Eames also on pit road, as well as Andrew Melvin. He's going to come in, so he'll put himself back on strategy, back on cycle with everybody else. Severa is back in the 4th spot right now, even after the slide. We'll see if he can gain spots on pit road. We'll have to see when the leaders decide to pit. The top 2 right now on the racetrack. The top 2 in the points as well. Brian Johnson's about 20 points behind Rush in the points. Off turn 4, top 2 stay out. Feimster stays out in the 3rd place. Severa stays out. Michael Schur stays out. Remember him? Remember when he almost wrecked? Mobley stays out. Chris Johnson stays out. Cisna, Munatsi Major is going to stay out. Corey Walters, way far back. He stays out. Top 10 stays out on the racetrack for this lap. And here comes Brian Johnson again.
Brian Johnson is on him. He is on him.
Down the backstretch. Being able to pull away a little bit on the straightaway. Johnson, it appears, has some better grip in the corners.
And what this does, though, is it gives a huge disadvantage to Caden because if Caden wants to pit, he's got to hope that Brian Johnson does not just run right over him. He just slow down to get on pit road.
They both stay out. Feimster's in.
I think this is going to be a huge disadvantage for Caden Rush and Brian Johnson as this race plays out.
Johnson is in. Everybody else stays on the racetrack for 1 more lap. I would expect to see him in this time.
I'm thinking we're probably going to see at least 2 more laps because it looks like these guys, it does look like Brian Johnson is slowing down, so that would tell me he's probably going to come to pit road this time, Brian.
I don't think that was all his intention there. He biffed turn 1 and 2, running up in the high line, not where you want to be here. But it's possible that he intends on pitting this time by. We'll have to see as they come through 3.
No, he's not riding low. He's going to stay out.
We'll see what happens coming off turn 4. Out of the corner. They will both stay out. Chris Severa, caution is out.
Oh, that worked out for him. Where is our caution? Let's see who got that right.
Yep, I'm searching right now on the racetrack. And this, not Cecil Keith.
Looks like Matt Hornbuckle was involved in that wreck.
Hornbuckle.
Matt Hornbuckle.
You're right, his car all torn up. And he just He was racing with the 78 of Sam Lear, and they made contact, and and Hornbuckle got sent back up into the outside wall in turn 2. And that's what brought out the caution. It was right in front of the leader before this, Jay Felton. And this started all the way down the front straightaway. Hornbuckle trying to get by.
I think Sam Lear just drifted the track and caught the rear of Matt Hornbuckle.
Lear drove it in. They're both way up on the racetrack. Lear gets into him. They make more contact, and back into the outside wall goes Hornbuckle.
That caution played out well.
Sam Lear is already 1 lap down when the caution came out. So that was a lapped car that put Hornbuckle, a lead car, into the wall. And this puts now 18 cars on the lead lap. I believe filters will get the free pass here to make 19 cars on the lead lap. Stephen West will be trapped a lap down. Ben Quimby Jr., Donnie Gatton Jr., Michael Doyle, all retired from the event, and Cecil Keith sat on pit road for more than a half hour and is limping that 33 car around. He will not finish last. He'll finish 32nd. So far, we'll see how long he stays out. No back panel on that thing. He barely has a spoiler. There's no front end to that thing. No hood. Oh no, he does have a hood, but not much else. And here come people.
What it's going to do is it's going to mix up our field. It's going to take everybody that just pitted, 4 or 5 laps.
Jay Felton. The car that stayed out with the oldest tires is going to be Clifton Cockrell. He stayed out. He's got 12-lap-old tires. Everybody else's tires are about 5 laps old or less compared to everybody else. So they will be all right here, I think. But it's going to put Cockrell in a pickle with fuel strategy.
Yeah, well, remember, Cockrell did this before. He stayed out, and then he went in early and pitted early. And he raced. He got in the lead with old tires, and they just ate him up, and he just caused a huge mess. So let's see if that happens again.
It's possible. This track's similar to Pocono. One of the turns is shaped or based off of it. This caution came at a perfect time, though, for everybody else because they were able to get on the pit road before they ran out of gas. If this came at lap 40, I think some of the leaders would have been in trouble if they continued to stay out on the racetrack. Race off pit road. I don't know. Trying to let's see. Caden Rush beat Brian Johnson off pit road. 6 cars stayed out. Everybody else came onto pit road, including Jeff Hollingsworth. He came back on pit road. Chris Johnson. Looks like Chris Johnson may have stayed out, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll need to look into that. Everybody else is rolling right now. We'll see some guys take the wave around here. Looks like Paul Olson will be part of that crew.
Craig Johnson, Stephen West, James Cullaby, Greg Heckus, and it looks like Chris Severa is coming back on pit road. I don't know if he had some damage or what.
Matter if he wants to top off with fuel here, since we will get the 1 to green this time by. At least we should, in a perfect world. And we do.
Yeah, I think he changed his mind that Chris Severa is going to start way back in the deep of the field here.
Maybe he thinks he'll be able to drive his way. So, quick little rundown here before we go back green. Jay Felton is your... Michael Knight is in second, Clifton Cockrell third, Kyle Feemster fourth, Andrew Melvin fifth, Mike Eames 6th, Chris Johnson 7th, Caden Rush 8th, Ryan Johnson 9th. These are the guys that decided to stay out until the caution came out. Dalton Mobley in 10th, Michael Schur 11th, Matthew Cisna 12th, Brian Tong 13th, Jeff Hollingsworth 14th, Munatsi Major 15th, Chris Severa back in 16th, Marty Walter 17th, Kenny Powell 18th, Matt Hornbuckle 19th, Corey Walters 20th, Charles Woods 21st, Craig Johnson 22nd, Paul Olson 23rd, a lap down Stephen West, James Colabali, Gregory Hectus, although I think they may have got... No, they did not get the wave around.
No, that's odd. I was looking for that.
I'm not sure what happened there, but they're still 1 lap down. Lear 3 laps down out of this event. Hollyfield is still here. He's 7 laps down. Cecil Keith, 34 laps down, and that thing is still on the racetrack. I don't know how. We'll see how slow it is.
We didn't wave around, Jacob, is because some leaders stayed out.
Well, that's true. but there were some that were ahead of the leaders, and that's why they were able to get the win. So pace car will be in right here. Hectus, Kalabali, and West remain 1 lap down, so bad day gone worse for Stephen West since he stayed out. Now his strategy doesn't even work. He's stuck a lap down, back in the air.
Belton got a huge lead.
Yeah, Mike Knight caught asleep at the wheel. There they go down towards turn number 1.
Let's keep an eye on Clifton Cockrell in that 16. See if he gets in there.
Got Kitten Rush behind him. Thought about making it 3 wide all over the back bumper of that 16.
Yeah.
Stay with them now, and try and go to the outside and follow Andrew Melvin up high. By the time he gets to the corner, battle for the lead. Here comes Mike Knight underneath Jay Felton. Still side by side for the lead. Never mind. Felton able to hang.
Yeah, that battle. See how much that battle provided Kyle Feimster in that 38 machine the ability to cut. Kyle's easily going to pass on the inside.
Cockrell's a sitting duck. He is falling through this field like a brick in water right now, or like an egg. He is just gone. Here comes Feimster underneath for second. Mike Knight on his outside. Andrew Melvin right behind him, as well as Caden Rush. We'll see how this works. Rush trying to go around the outside of Melvin in turn 2. He'll have to push Mike Knight down the back straightaway. He's able to get by Melvin. He clears him, and now he's behind Feimster.
Oh,
3 wide for second. This isn't going to work. Feimster
Gonna be ugly.
On 3 wide still.
Oh, 3 wide in the corner. This is
Mike Knight all the way up the racetrack. Feimster's going to lose a spot to Caden Rush. The balls are going to have to be ginormous right now, because that was a way too aggressive move, especially on somebody crashed.
Oh,
Spins around hard into the inside wall. Oh!
It's a Clifton Cockrell.
Chris Johnson got planted. Hit the attenuator at the end of the pit wall, came back across the racetrack, and got plowed into. Chris Johnson just hooked the 27 of Matthew Cisna up into the outside wall, back into the inside wall, and was that Brian Johnson that caught him?
I'll have to replay, Jake. See what happened here, bud.
The 0-1 caught a piece of it, and that was Brian Johnson that clobbered Chris Johnson. Cockrell in it as well. He slides through. Kenny Powell makes it somehow. A huge wreck on the front straightaway that takes out 3 or 4 cars and claims the 2 car. I think he's going to be done for the day. That's a lot of damage to that race car. That punted like a football after hitting the inside wall.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the 27 had. I don't know what he was thinking. He might have.
I think the 2 came down a little bit, trying to get away from the wall, and they just kind of met in the middle and made contact.
Oh, it looks like Matt. It does. It kind of looks almost like Chris Johnson was a victim. Matthew Cisna and that 27 came up into him.
Pits are open. Mike Knight is the first one to come onto pit road. Got some more pitting as well, including Matt Cisna. Brian Johnson's on pit road. Hornbuckle is there. So is Clifton Cockrell. Stephen West on pit road as well. Well, we should get 1 degree next time by. Jay Felton, your leader. Caden Rush, second. Kyle Feimster, third. Andrew Melvin, fourth. Mike Eames, fifth. Dalton Mobley, sixth. Brian Tong, seventh. Michael Schuer, eighth. Jeff Hollingsworth, ninth. Chris Severa in the 10th spot. Kenny Powell in 11th. After being involved in that lap 2 crash, he has slowly crawled his way through the field.
I don't know how much Chris Severa in that 01 machine is going to be productive here. He caught a little bit of that wreck on his front end there.
Wasn't a lot of it, though. I think he might be okay. We'll have to see. And the 17 car of James Colabali will get the free pass. Nobody will get the wave around because the majority of the leaders decided to stay out.
Yeah, this ought to be a very interesting restart because we're going to have Jay Felton with Kyle Feimster. on the inside.
Yeah,
Caden Rush
Feimster's going to be on the
outside.
inside of Caden Rush. This ought to be good.
This ought to be tremendous. We're going to see a battle here, guys.
We are, let's see, what lap are we on here? 43. So 42 laps complete. We're closing in on the halfway mark.
Yeah, we're going to watch. We're going to stay up in the front of this field because I can only imagine it's about to get scary. We're going to see the 15 of Caden Rush and the 38 of Kyle Feimster. They have met by accident before, and they do not care for each other.
And especially the way Caden Rush has been racing this first half of the race, I'm sure Kyle Feimster isn't going to put up with much of anything. And if Rush tries to do anything funny, Feimster may decide to put him in the wall and not give an inch. 1 lap to green here from Indianapolis.
Yeah, we're probably going to see that 38 machine of Kyle Feimster. He's going to not give at all. If Caden Rush tries to take a little, he's going to give him a lot of bumper.
Now, I just realized we never got to properly introduce ourselves. Hi, Jacob Hitz here alongside Al Kozlowski. We've got somebody different running the show in the background instead of Eric Rucker this week. It's Rob Melnick. That's why we had some different person running the show. Things weren't set up right, and we had to do a lot of trial and error to get things set up right, and that's why we're here. And you can hear us, and you can see the race, and everything's great. Half a lap to green.
Here we go. We're going to watch Jay Felton. He's going to get a good jump on this track, or a good lead. And if I'm going to guess right, I'm going to guess Feimster is guessing the same thing that I'm saying right now, and he's going to stay right with him.
Yeah. And he's got to be nervous about that 15 car, where he's going to go by the time they get to the back straightaway. If he tries to make a move 3 wide like he did last time before the caution came out, oh boy, had the popcorn, because we may not see the end of this.
Oh, he made it work. I don't know how he made it work, but he made it work.
Mike Knight almost died up on the high side. He had to go all the way up to the marbles, and he was out of control for the middle of 3.
That was the money move of the race, I'm going to call it. The money move of the race.
Pace car makes the hard left turn on the pit road. Jay Felton, Caden Rush on the front row. Green flags back in the air. Jay Felton doesn't waste any time. Caden Rush caught sleep at the wheel this time. And
Side
here we go.
Yep.
See how it works. Rush gives him plenty of room. Rush on the outside will take second and now dives the lead. What a move by Caden Rush. And he takes
drove through there like those cars were standing still. Caden Rush did. We've got another one coming on the inside.
Here comes Dalton Mobley. No, yes, that is.
That is a 77 Dalton Mobley. Yes.
Pushing Tom to the racetrack for second. He'll take it away from Felton. Now here comes Andrew Melvin looking for third. He'll take it away. And here comes Mobley into 5th, passing Mike. Whoa, Feimster! What a save! That was scary.
It's like Dalton put on some super sticky tires on his pit stop because he is coming through the field.
He is flying 3 wide behind him. Contact! Michael! What a save! Still 3 wide. Now back to 2. Holy cow, that could have been big. Michael Schuer and Mike Eames just about had some Michael on Michael wrecking going into trouble. That was close.
Dalton Mobley did our invitational, and I think he's got God on his side because he is driving that thing like he's got a co-pilot right now. He's coming through the field. Like these guys are just, doing minimum speeds here. He is just flying.
He did that invocation that none of you heard broadcast. But here comes Brian Tone, passes Jay Felton for the 5th spot. So maybe Jay Felton has a better long-run car. Remember, Felton stayed out. He's on a few lap older tires compared to everybody else. Caden Rush is maintaining the gap between himself and Kyle Feimster, just over half a second. Andrew Melvin closing into that battle for second.
Yeah, Andrew Melvin at 37 machine, he is a patient guy. He will wait it out for Kyle Feimster to make a mistake, and he will capitalize on it. But what he needs to worry about is that 77 machine of Dalton Mobley.
Dalton Mobley. Adjustments on pit road.
He's got that, Dalton Mobley's got that Carrie Underwood, you know, Jesus take the wheel. He just let go of it and somebody else is driving for him because he is coming through.
It's working so far for him. Rush now pulling away. The gap almost a second between himself and Kyle Feemster. Maybe he knows who's behind him. Who's behind him wants to get the heck out of Dodge before anything happens. Brian Tong now to the back bumper of the 77 of Dalton Mobley.
Now that 4-car pack right there, second, third, fourth, and fifth, that's brewing up to be an ugly mess here. I think I'm going to see something bad coming out of this.
It's possible. They're kind of keeping their distance right now. They're just waiting for somebody to make a mistake so they can pounce on it and take the position.
Well, that somebody is not going to be Caden Rush. He has got that car on rails. The way he drove through that field in this restart is amazing. I know, looks like Dalton Mobley's going to try the inside of Andrew Melvin. He's got his nose in there.
Oh, Melvin blinked out of existence. Now he's back side by side. Melvin's going to give him the position. Dalton Mobley to P3. Here comes won't quite get that.
Dalton Mobley has and on Feemster. Kyle Feemster's got Dalton Mobley all over his rear view mirror.
Yeah. I think I know what Feemster's thinking. Go ahead, pass him. Let Caden get close to me. Here comes Tong. Sent it in on Melvin going into turn 3. Melvin gets the better run on the high side and hangs on. Next time by the halfway home here at Indianapolis. Tong looking again. Melvin blinked again. Tong to P4.
Out. Bam.
Melvin's back on his bumper, though.
Dalton Mobley's
Up the hill, bumper up the hill. He's in the wall. He's in the wall. Here comes Melvin now. 4 wide.
4 wide. Oh. What are these guys thinking?
And Jay Felton passes both of them. He was the one that made it 3 wide, and then Severa said, oh, screw it, I'll go up the middle, make it 4 wide, and gain 3 spots down the backstretch.
I think Severa really wants to get up there and talk to Caden Rush. I think he really wants to get up there.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He's got to make up about 2 seconds to get there. Of course, next week we're at Kentucky, under the lights at Kentucky. First night race of the season. Should be a fun one.
Now, Dalton Mobley and Chris Severa are teammates with G&G. If Dalton would just back it up just a little bit, he can pick up Chris Severa and bring him in there, and they could probably walk through this second.
But Severa's gaining on him anyways. Last time by, he was 2 seconds behind the leaders. This time by, about 1 second and 3/10. So he shaved off 0.6 of a second that last time by to his gap to the leaders, and Feemster's closing in on Caden Rush down under half a second.
I'm going to guess that Dalton Mobley slowed it down just a little bit so Chris Severa can grab his draft and pull him right up with him, because he needs a draft to get around Feemster.
Doesn't seem like that, because he stayed pretty close to Feemster's bumper this entire run. We are now officially at the halfway point.
And here comes Chris Severa. That car has been phenomenal all night long, and he wants up there so bad to ask Caden Rush what happened about 35 laps ago.
Top 4, just about under 1 second between them.
We might see second, third, and fourth are going to just eat Caden Rush up here. They might just jump on top of him. Yep. It takes one of them to get the inside.
Line there in front of one.
once Kyle Feimster gets on the inside of Caden Rush, gets his nose in there, and Caden just keeps pushing it, the second, third car are going to, or third and fourth, sorry, but Dalton Mobley and Chris Rivera, they're going to follow right behind Kyle Feimster, and they're going to drop Caden Rush to fourth, at least.
Well, here's what I think. Feimster's going to send it in. Rush is going to try and make it too late. Around goes Rush into the wall. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
We'll see how it pans out.
If they get to him, it's going to be a mess. But now, Chris Rivera has just caught pretty much.
He's caught him
this
now.
Draft. Yeah. So they're just buying some time. Maybe third and fourth is just waiting to see what Kyle Feimster is going to do with Caden Rush because they have a history. Maybe they're going to wait to see if he punts him. And he's on him. He's on him. He's going to get to the inside.
He's there for the lead.
Oh, yeah. He's waiting to punt him.
Remember, they're closing in on the window to make it to the way. Give them about 10 laps, and they'll be in their window to pit and make it to the end. If they have to go green, white, checker, they may decide to stay out a couple more laps. Feimster for the lead. Rush is going to give it to him, maybe.
And all Dalton Mobley has to do is stay right on Feimster's rear bumper, and he's going to walk right through it, too. Caden Rush is not going to give any, and he's going to keep pushing it.
Here we go to turn one. This ought to be good.
What did I tell you was going to happen? They're nose to tail. They're going to push.
Rush is hanging in. Rush is hanging in on the outside.
It won't last, Jacob. It's not going to last. Watch this. They're going to push him back. Dalton Mobley can stay on his bumper and not give him inside.
Trying to stay off of him. Mobley for second. Crash behind him. Brian Tong around.
No.
Big crash. Brian Tong, Mike Knight. I saw it in my peripherals there right before they got to turn two. I think he tried to squeeze Andrew Melvin up into the wall. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Trying to pass Melvin, drove it in too hard. He put Melvin in the wall. Melvin came back down, turned him around, and it caught Mike Knight in the right side and sent him around as well. And that brings out the third caution of the day. Kyle Feimster in the lead. When the caution came out, that keeps Caden Rush in the second position though.
And they cannot make it to the end with this pit stop, Jacob. They have to pit again. If they pit now for tires, they have to pit again.
They will. That or they'll need to save a lot, and I mean a lot, of fuel. Or they're hoping for some more cautions. They'll need about 3 cautions, I think, to make it to the end if they pit here and don't pit any other time.
We're going to see they're going to pit now and they're going to get tires. And we're going to see another caution about 15 to go.
Maybe. That or we'll see everybody to start to pit with 15 to go so they know they can.
But do we want to go to a commercial? We want to take this to a commercial?
I didn't even know we had that ability.
Well, if we don't, I'm going to ask for it. So we're going to go ahead and take this to a commercial.
We're back in a bit. Back to Indianapolis. It's feeding time at this. Everybody's on pit road. Watching here the exit of pit road to see who's going to get off pit lane first. Nobody stayed out this time. Everybody came onto pit road. And it looks like Caden Rush is going to beat Kyle Feimster off pit road. Dalton Mobley third, Chris Severa fourth, Jay Felton winds up in the 5th position. Remember, they cannot make it all the way to the end of the week. We're back live here at Indianapolis for the... hold on. Let me look at the name of this thing again here. The Southwest Copy Systems 250 here at Indianapolis, just past the halfway point. 45 laps to go. Make that 44 laps to go here at Indianapolis. As I mentioned earlier, next week we're at Kentucky Motor Speedway, the International Speedway, or whatever it's called. Oh, Discord.
Well, we're on a caution, Jacob. Let's say a little bit about our sponsor.
I was talking for a while there, but I guess Discord had a meltdown. It didn't pick up any of it. So.
And Southwest Copy Systems is out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that's tonight's sponsor of the race. You can reach them on southwestcopy.com. They provide offices of all sizes in New Mexico with office hardware, software, and workflow solutions. They are one of the largest locally owned and operated office solution providers in New Mexico.
So as I mentioned, everybody came onto pit road. Caden Rush, your leader. Kyle Feemster, second. Dalton Mobley, third. Chris Severa, fourth. Jay Felton, fifth. Next week, again, we're at Kentucky for who knows what it's called. We're there for some distance, whatever the halfway point typically is. Just an update, Chris Johnson, he's out of the race. Walters, he has parked the car. He is out of the race. Ron Hollyfield is on pit road for the 8th time. And Cecil Keith is in 29th position right now, 33 laps down. He is still rolling. And eventually, I think his goal is to pass everybody that doesn't finish half a lap away from getting the green flag once again.
And look at Kenny Powell. Kenny Powell started 28th.
He's cracked the top 10. I'll be darned.
He's in the top 10. He is, well, he was our biggest mover.
Damaged.
Dalton Mobley started 26th, as he's in third, so he is the biggest mover of this race right now. He has came up 23 positions to be in the top 3. We've got 40 left.
So Caden Rush and Kyle Feemster are going to be side by side here again. My advice is just hold your breath here for the first couple laps and pray everybody makes it without killing each other in the first corner.
That'll be a very interesting restart. Kyle Feemster is typically pretty good on the outside, but not at this track. He needs that inside lane. I'm going to say Dalton Mobley is going to capitalize on this. Probably get around second place with Kyle Feemster.
There we go. Green flag's back in the air. Caden Rush didn't waste any time. And Kyle Feemster's going to go to the inside, try to put a block on Dalton, but he'll go anyways.
Oh, he shoved it in there.
Severa had to lift then because of Mobley. Car bounced off the wall behind him. We're still green, and Caden Rush is long gone. Half a second is already the gap. Here comes Dalton Mobley.
He's pushing.
Yeah, he wants him to catch back up to him. They are 4 wide in the back of the pack. Kenny Powell making a move on the apron going into turn 4. Good grief. Ron Hollyfield's going back on pit road for the 227th time tonight. Back to the leaders. Rush is checked out by a second here. So it appears Caden Rush is the best short run car in town. We'll see what a long run looks like. Because after about 5 laps, it seems like he falls off.
He knows that behind him is that shark that wants to take a bite out of that tail like that. Give him a little
Couple
pay.
back there. about a second back on Rush is Feemster and Mobley. Closing that gap. He still cannot make it on fuel.
Back in the pack a little bit there, we've got Charles Wood is trying to get the inside of Kenny Powell to take 10th place. He's been battling him for the last almost 2 laps. And behind that is Matt Cisna. Matt was involved in the wreck earlier in that 27 machine. And Mike Knight, poor Mike Knight got caught in an incident earlier, and he's still in the back.
Now, underneath Cisna, side by side, this is for 12th. Cisna fighting hard on the outside. Cisna will hang on to the spot for now. Nice little gaggle of cars here from Powell on back. About 10 or so cars in this pack. Brian Johnson back there as well. He started up towards the front. After getting involved in an accident, he fell back.
Woods takes that position away from Kenny Powell in a 24 machine. So he moves up in the top 10. Caden Rush is just left second, third, and fourth. And they are no fail.
Dalton Mobley is practically bump drafting Kyle Feemster down the straightaways, and they're still losing time.
It's beyond me. But, Caden Rush, he got a heck of a good jump.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, it appears that he's got the best short-run car in the field. Once the long run sets in, he starts to fall back, as we saw on that last run. After about 10 laps, everybody else started to catch him.
They're seeing second, third, and fourth are just buying time. Maybe they're saving fuel. Maybe they think they can make it to the end. Looks like Dalton Mobley's going to go the inside of Kyle Feemster. And he is side by side coming in this. As they come off, it looks like he edged out just a little bit there.
And that allows Severa to pull up. Mobley to second. Feemster almost caught the wall there coming off turn 4.
And this could be a thing where Feemster in a 38 is saying, okay, Dalton, you got some speed. Let me get on your bumper, see if we can catch Caden Rush.
If he doesn't pull away entirely here, the gap almost 2 seconds now between Mobley and Rush.
Yeah, it does look like that Dalton Mobley has left Kyle Feemster. His machine is obviously faster.
Still not as fast as Caden Rush.
Well, Dalton is knocking a 10th of a second off of that last lap on the leader.
And he's still closing in, so maybe it's only about, well, we're about 10 laps into the stint right now. So, maybe. Sounds about right.
Slowly starting to reel him in, a 10th a second. He just needs to reel him in on 10 more laps, 11 more laps, and he'll have the leader in there.
Won't be long, and here comes Jay Felton now, closing in on Feemster and Severa. This is 3rd through 5th that we're focusing on. Behind Dalton Mobley. He's trying to reel in the leader. Whoa, Feemster. Whoa, Jeff Hollingsworth wait. Almost spun out. Great save for him.
Yeah, the last lap by, 77 of Dalton Mobley ran at 51.888, and Caden Rush ran at 52. So it looks like Dalton is running it.
Yeah, it's almost down to a second. Here comes Jay Felton looking in on. And Jay Felton will take 4th spot away. At least for the time being. closing in on Rush as well, just not closing in on Mobley. He probably will once first and second start battling side by side.
They're going to battle. Dalton Mobley is about a half a second faster than the leader, Caden Rush.
Feimster's about 0.2 faster than Rush, 0.2 off of Mobley.
But 77 adult Mobley in second place right now does not want to see. He does not want to see that yellow flag, because if he can get up there and speed, that means he would start on the lead if there was a caution. But he is using up his fuel, so there is practically no way in the world he's going to make it to the end.
Yeah, at this point. And I don't expect anybody here at this point to make it to the end without having to pit. We'll have to see, though. Gap under a second to the lead. Dalton Mobley trying to close in that gap. Trying to get his first win on the season. Mobley currently sits 27th in the points.
Dalton Mobley has missed a couple of races. So
Yeah, he did miss one. He's only made 2 starts so far this season. And certainly looks like he was involved in a wreck in one of the weeks. Might have even been last week. I really don't remember. 259 laps coming into the day is the amount that we've run. Only 2 drivers have run every single lap.
Well, Kyle Feimster just, I mean, I don't know if Dalton Mobley had gotten loose or what happened.
So is Felton.
This is like Kyle Feimster on his gas pedal.
He's lost a couple of tenths now on Rush. And Feimster has to fall back in line. They're going to try and reel him back in again.
Kyle Feimster might have been cooling off those tires in order to make a good run here, because he knows he's got about 15 laps, and they're going to have to start pitting because there's going to be another wreck.
I don't know about going to be another wreck, but they're going to have to pit eventually. Here's Feimster for second. Mobley fighting hard on that outside. Eventually, he's just going to have to cave in and get up the spot.
You better get more time.
Kyle Feimster just put Dalton Mobley in the wall, and they both crash coming off turn 2. Look out, Matt Hornbuckle makes it through, and the caution is out. Kyle Feimster.
Well, let's watch that. Let's watch that replay. I don't know if that was Kyle Feimster that slid up or if that was Dalton Mobley that slid down. But
No,
never
Feimster entered way too high, slid up the racetrack. The line for Mobley never moved. He stayed in that line the whole time, and Feimster just wasn't willing to lift. And just nowhere for Dalton Mobley to go. More damage for Feimster than Mobley, but I'm sure Mobley cannot be happy. That puts Jay Felton in the second position.
Made that through that
for the 5th time.
Chris Severa, I think, made it through that, didn't he?
I'm not sure. No, he did not.
Well, I think because of...
No, Feimster. I'll tell you what. Chris Severa wrecked it after the caution flag.
Yeah, I think he blew his engine. I think something that is checking up. He might have downshifted and blew that engine.
Yeah, he just blew up. He killed the car.
Yeah.
What a shame. Chris Severa just threw away a top 3 race car under caution. You're right, Al. It just blew up. Wow. That's a new one. Matt Hornbuckle is in the 3rd position right now after almost dying and running through the grass to avoid that crash. If they pit here, they can make it to the end, even with the green-white checker.
Well, that crash took out some competitors. Caden Rush.
Yeah.
is pretty much sitting on easy street here. But Brian Johnson in that Ford machine had a pretty fast hot rod, but I think he was involved in a wreck as well, so he may have some damage. Now, Jay Felton,
He's P6 right now.
yeah, Jay Felton, I believe, might have something for Caden Rush. Let's wait and see what happens.
Maybe on a longer run, I think maybe.
And it looks like Dalton Mobley took that car to the garage. This has been a huge change of events. Huge.
Seriously.
And where did that drop Kyle Feemster down to?
Feemster's going to be all the way at the back because I think he had the tow. But his car still sits on pit road. He's going to be sitting there for a long time. Hollingsworth comes out in the third spot. Brian Johnson fourth. Charles Woods fifth. Mike Eames sixth. Gregory Hectus seventh. Clifton Cockrell eighth. Kenny Powell ninth. Mike Knight, your top 10. After an incredible crash for second place and then fourth place, blowing his motor under the car.
If we remember earlier in this race, Gregory Heckerson at 87 was involved in an accident, and he has brought himself all the way up into the top 10 as well. So we have kind of a good chunk of the top 10 have damage to their vehicles. I'm not too positive that there's not a car in this field that doesn't have any kind of damage.
Seriously. One lap to green. As we are closing in on 25 laps to go.
Well, we know that Caden Rush has a great short run car, but he is on. Did he pit? Caden Rush pit?
Yes.
Okay. He's on fresh tires, so if history repeats itself, he should get a humongous leap and leave Jay Felton at 8 machine on the outside. Now, Jay Felton is probably predicting this, so he's probably going to get on. And this could either work or backfire. Because if Jay Felton gets too good of a jump and Caden Rush backs it up a little bit, he can get a flag to Jay Felton at an 8 machine.
Can confirm everybody on the lead lap did come onto pit road. 22 cars on the lead lap. Last one is Kyle Feemster. Still doesn't have a back end, but he's still running. Dalton Mobley has parked it. Done for the night. Heartbreak for that 77 machine.
And here we go, Jacob, to the restart. And let's watch Caden Rush and Jay Felton battle, see who can capitalize on each other here.
We will have 27 laps to go on a restart. Green flag.
And Caden Rush got a humongous lead. That's Brian Johnson on the outside, the pushing the 8-car Jay Felton, trying to get in front. That's 97 of Hollingsworth.
Going to fight for third and take it. Coming out of turn one. Brian Johnson trying to get back at him. Won't be able to do so. And Caden Rush, as per usual, is already out to a half-second lead down the backstretch.
We have got 27 laps to go, Jacob. And then this would predict that Caden Rush is going to use up his material and about 12 laps to go, he's going to start getting reeled back in. But it looks like the battle for second is heating up as a 97 of Jeff Hollingsworth is in the inside of Jay Felton.
Very comes. He's got Brian Johnson right up behind him. Mike Eames is there as well. He's been all over far today. He's now back up in the thick of things. Now everybody up at the front is wrecked. And Brian Johnson bump drafting Hollingsworth towards turn 1. Still got a strong car on the outside. Whoa, Hollingsworth. Save. Here comes Johnson around the outside. He'll get by. Eames goes to the top as well. Whoa!
Oh, he got back. Here goes Hollingsworth.
What a save.
Whew.
That's twice to
Wow,
the lap.
fast.
But he's going to lose 5, 6, 7 spots in the process. Still losing spots. He's going to get split 3 wide going into turn 3.
He comes on that track too fast.
Crashing. What a save. No, Hollingsworth's dead.
Yeah, I figured it.
Bunazzi Major, the 7 car. Brian Tong, 6th caution of the day. And it was all a stack up with Jeff Hollingsworth. Craig Johnson sent it in 3 wide between himself, Hollingsworth, and Clifton Cockrell. And by the exit of turn number 3, Hollingsworth had nowhere to go. And there were too many cars fighting for too little space. I think there were 3 cars going for the same piece of real estate, and none of them got it. But
It never ends well. You go off the
never
track.
even lifted.
You go off the track, Dick, and you cannot come back on the track and try to go to the inside line or anything like that. You don't want to do that.
Well, they almost had it work, except Bunazzi Major stuck it in on the outside where there wasn't any room to begin with, and then never lifted when he realized it wasn't going to work. Paul Olson also caught a piece of it. That's his 2nd wreck of the day. 6th caution. Caden Rush still your leader. And this only plays into Caden Rush's hands right with having a short run car. Another caution gets him a little closer to the end. Goodness gracious.
And I believe that was Craig Johnson that caused that wreck, not Bunazzi
Yeah.
Major. Craig Johnson in the 83 machine.
Well, Craig Johnson sent it in 3 wide, but Bunazzi Major stuck it up between himself, stuck it up between the wall and Brian Tong. And when Tong moved up to give Hollingsworth some room, all of a sudden there was a car on his outside where there wasn't one just seconds ago, and Bunazzi Major never even lifted to try and get out of the way and let Tong in line. It was just a freak accident there, but could have been avoided.
Yeah, somebody could have given a little give. Instead, they did a lot of taking. They took a lot of damage, and it doesn't help. Sometimes you got to give a little here to finish the race. And these cars, I mean, you took out victims that were running pretty good. That had a good run. You had Paul Olson in the 43 machine. He had a pretty good run going on there. You know,
Even after being involved in that lap 2 crash.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the 7 of Brian Tong got caught in that mess too. I mean, it was terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, Paul Olson in the 43, he just had nowhere to go. Nowhere.
Yeah. He even got on the brakes, just didn't have enough time to avoid him. So it's been a pretty accident-prone season after only averaging about 2 cautions last season per race. This is another race where we're just getting wreck after wreck after wreck. But I think one thing that helps with that is the amount of people that we have showing up every week. A lot of cars on the racetrack means an increased amount of traffic, which sometimes can lead to more wrecks. Coming to 1 lap to green once again.
We're going to have about, 23 to go, Jacob?
Something like that. Yeah, you're right. Caden Rush on the bottom, Jay Felton second, Brian Johnson third, Gregory Hectus now in the fourth spot, Mike Eames in fifth, and Mike Knight sixth, Charles Wood seventh, Clifton Cockrell eighth, Michael Schubert ninth, and Kenny Powell back in the 10th position.
We have a delayed caution there? What do we have here?
No, his car's in.
And Caden Rush gets another huge jump.
He's gone.
That gives an opportunity for Brian Johnson and the core machine to take it.
Jay Felton is dead at the wheel. He's going to fall all the way back and continue to lose spots. He's on the inside. An awful restart for Jay Felton.
And it's at the 87 of Gregory Hectus in third.
Yes, sir.
Gregory has rebounded from this tremendously.
Down into turn number 3. Hectus runs a little wide. Here comes Felton back on the bottom. Car not used to run on the bottom, almost came down off the corner. But I tell you what, Brian Johnson is closing in on Caden.
And he's closing in pretty fast, too.
Well, keep in mind, we're about 10 laps in on these tires. You know, they weren't all under green. That could be hurting Caden Rush a bit. Jay Felton back to third.
Brian Johnson was robbed out of a win, I think, last week when he wrecked out.
Yeah.
He's got some bad taste in his mouth, and I think he wants to win this race.
And remember, him and Caden Rush almost made contact. In fact, I think they did make contact earlier on in the race fighting for the lead. So I'm sure Brian Johnson isn't going to be racing Rush very kindly. It's time by 20 laps to go.
Yeah, it's go time. It's go time. I think we got one more caution in this here. So Brian Johnson is thinking to himself, I need to get that lead before this caution.
And he's hoping that he's not the caution with him and Caden Rush possibly fighting for the win. Here comes Mike E. Reminder back to single file. Called it too early.
It looks like Jeff Hollingsworth took it to the garage.
And a disappointing day for him. Started out really well. Just hasn't panned out the way he wanted it to.
Brian Johnson is closing in fast on that 15 of Caden Rush. He wants that.
P4. Charles Woods, P6. And here comes Michael Schur fighting with Mike Knight for 7. Battling all throughout the top 10. Kenny Powell is in 9th. He's got past Clifton Cockrell, still side by side for 7th. Schur on the bottom, Mike on the top. Side by side, Schur can't quite. Now he can clear him for the 7th spot.
As you watch the lead of Caden Rush, he is bobbing all over the track. He wants to try to break that draft of Brian Johnson's. He knows he's got his draft and he's going to pull him in. So he is trying to go high, go low, just trying to lose Brian Johnson so he doesn't keep the drive.
Johnson's about a 10th faster a lap. Just compared to last time by. We'll see what it is this time by. Looks like Johnson may have lost a little bit. 18 laps to go. This time Rush was faster by 0.2.
The Rush is trying to find a line that Brian can't run because that draft is going to pull Brian Johnson right through his bumper.
The Indy snake strategy down the back straightaway to break draft.
And all that did was cause Brian Johnson to be able to pull right up on him almost here.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't work for him too well, but he's going to continue to try to pull that off.
He was going about 2 miles an hour faster than Rush down the back straightaway. He's closed in by 1/10, but Johnson caught the curb. In turn 4, you don't want to go that low. Johnson lost another 10th, probably because of the mistake in turn 4. Jay Felton's reeling in Johnson now.
Jay Felton is thinking to himself, if these two guys here can keep battling with each other and they wreck each other out, I can win this race.
Yeah. And it certainly wouldn't be that big of a surprise because Felton has been running relatively well throughout the season. He sits in the 5th spot in points. So we'll have to see. He'll try and do everything in his power to get it done. Still half a second between first and second.
Skating Rush weaves back and forth and trying to break that draft. He does not want Brian Johnson to keep his draft.
And Johnson was a 10th faster that last time by. See if he can keep it up. We're closing in on 10 green flag laps on these tires. About 2 laps will be at that point. Johnson or Felton trying to become the 4th winner on the season in 4 different races. Caden Rush trying to become the first repeat winner after winning at Chicagoland 2 weeks ago. There'll be some nice momentum heading into another 1.5 mile Kentucky next week. But he has sure not made some friends tonight.
Well, I can imagine there's going to be security at a number of different pits.
Yeah. Johnson just barely faster than Rush, but he closed in by almost. Gap down to 1/4 second. Here comes Brian Johnson, second in the points, looking for a win on the year. But he's going to have to pass that pink 15 car to do it.
Yeah, he better do something fast here because he's clocking down, and Jay Felton is catching. When I say that,
14 laps to go.
he is on his bumper. He's on his bumper. He's got
Felton's just waiting for him to wreck so he can come in and save the day. 14 to go at the stripe.
You watch Caden Rush will block. He'll cover that lower.
Yep. Johnson's going to put him. Contact going into the corner.
It's going to hurt.
Johnson goes to the outside. He's going to lose a lot of time here. Not as much as I thought, though. He'll get the draft off turn 1.
He's that inside line in order to pass him. He cannot pass him on that high side.
Yeah.
He's going to try to pull a Kyle Kingston. That top line is not going to work for him.
It's tough to pass a car on the outside here in the Indy car. Pass a stock car. Pretty much won't work. But Johnson was 0.4 of a second faster than Caden Rush that last time by. He was hauling, and he's there again. Rush got the wall. Rush got the wall. Johnson sticks it in turn 4.
He's got him. If he can just stay there, he is going to take the lead, and he takes it.
And here comes Felton.
Felton's right behind him.
Strike.
They're going to drop Caden Rush to 3rd.
We'll see if Rush gets a run going into turn 1. Felton's there. Felton's going for the lead. Stays in line. Brian Johnson overdrove the corner. Keeps it off the wall.
Keep it off the wall.
Felton and Rush. Rush hangs on to 2nd.
Rush is wanting that. He wants to lead back. He's going to put a little pressure on Brian Johnson, as he should.
And Johnson's not going to try and break the draft here. We'll have 12 to go this time by. Felton falls back. Here comes Mike Eames and Gregory Hectus. It's a 5-car battle for the win here.
We're going to see a 5-car battle for the win or a 5-car battle for who can get on the tow truck faster.
Yeah, I was going to say a 5-car wreck to end this race. Now Johnson's breaking the draft as Rush is starting in again. That time, Johnson was a tenth faster. Felton hits the wall. Keeps going. That's going to allow Eames to close in, though.
That is not going to give you any wins there, Felton. Stay off that wall.
Off the wall coming off turn 1. Down the backstretch. Back to breaking the draft.
Michael Eames wanting that third. He is wanting it
Right
bad.
behind Felton. And caught him at a bad spot. Didn't want to try and dive on him.
Oh, it looks like Caden Rush caught a little bit of that wall with his front end.
Still doing good for now, though. Only to 11 to go. Right now, Brian Johnson's just hoping to stay green the rest of the way. Another 10th faster that last time by.
The best thing Brian Johnson can hope for right now is that Jay Felton and Michael Eames start battling with Caden Rush.
Well, Eames tried it. Tried to get by Felton, didn't quite work, and Johnson is now definitely Caden Rush. Down into turn 3.
And here comes Jay Felton to battle with Caden Rush. He's going to try to get him just like Brian Johnson did. He's going to try to push him up and take the inside.
He's there. See what he does to turn 1. He stays to the outside of Rush.
He's got the draft for Michael Eames. He's going to try to get the wall draft, and then he's going to dive in. Does not work. Rush opens the door up.
Johnson and Rush were all but identical that last time. Johnson just a hair faster. 10 to go. Here comes Felton. Could he apply some pressure to Brian Johnson to get by Rush cleanly? Inside, here he goes.
Watch Michael.
Got it. Rush gives it to him.
Yes, Michael Eames is taking it.
And Eames is going to fight for third. Can't quite get there in turn 3. That's going to help Felton.
Got to stay there.
Oh, they almost lean on each other. Eames is going to get there. Mike Eames, P3. 9 laps to go. What does Jay have?
Caden Rush is going to give that bumper to Michael Eames if he can get to him.
Too far back now. I think he's way too far back.
I think
Eames had an abysmal turn 1. I think Caden Rush may have rushed for the last time here today.
Well, maybe we could have another wreck.
Well, if there is a wreck, then it comes down to who wants to pit and who doesn't. I'm sure Rush is going to be the first one on pit road, or at least one of the first ones. But we're coming to 8 laps to go.
Because we've seen Caden Rush on them super sticky tires do some miraculous things during this race.
But he's also pitted 3 times. Well, he will have a set left over. Here's Mike Eames going for second.
Mike Eames has made it look simple, too. He wants to win this thing.
3-car to P2, but he overdrove turn 1. Oh, he almost hit Felton.
Had to correct.
Seal the deal for Brian Johnson, I think. And here comes Caden Rush. Underneath Felton, almost hit him. Caden Rush back to 3rd.
Ooh, he cut his nose right off of Felton.
Felton back to the bottom. I think a caution would be great for everybody not named Brian Johnson right now. He's got over a second lead, coming to 7 laps to go.
We're going to see a caution. I'm going to say it's going to involve Jay Felton and Caden Rush.
That's what I'm thinking. Here he goes inside. Place turn 1.
Felton's in the inside in that 7-8 machine, and he is
letting go. Going to try and get a crossover. Might be too far back. Never mind, he's there.
This battle.
So
Third and
close.
fourth
And
is
that's just a up. And Mike Eames is still about a second back on Brian Johnson. Still side by side. Felton drives it in hard on the outside. Here comes Rush on the bottom. Rush takes it. Rush backs up the corner. And that's how he's able to get back by Felton. 6 to go with the line.
These guys are pushing that gas pedal harder than they have all night long. They know they have very little time left and a whole lot of track in front of them.
Felton still all over the back bumper of Caden Rush. Gregory Hectus has also closed in the gap.
He's waiting for Jake Felton to open that inside lineup so he can jive right down there with him.
Mike Eames was a tenth faster than Brian Johnson that last time by. Oh, Jay Felton almost put the bumper to the back of the 9. That was close.
It's going to happen. It's going to
I
happen.
really thought it was going to kill him in turn 3, but it didn't happen. Coming to 5 laps to go.
Jake Felton gets a tremendous run. He just sticks it in there.
Here we go.
There it is. And he
Sends
back.
it.
Let's see that
Caden's gonna get the crossover though. He's there. And Hectus is going to try and go with Rush. Oh, Felton drove it in way too hard. Now he's going to try and get Hectus all over him.
Hectus is on his bumper. He was pushing him. So we got to go. Let's get around this fool.
Felton looks for him again. Rush puts on the block. And Johnson's pulling away from music. Gap almost to a second and a half. Rush starting to put some distance between himself and Jay Felton. 4 laps to go at Indianapolis. What a fantastic race this has been. 2 weeks in a row. First Pocono last week, now here at Indianapolis.
We've got 3.5 laps left of this race, and it looks like Brian Johnson has just drove away from the field.
Yeah.
Now, caution can happen and change this whole thing and make it a spectacular finish.
We get a caution from here on out. We could go into overtime and get a green and white checker. Felton back on the back bumper. Caden Rush almost turned it again going into turn 3. I think coming down the backstretch is where Felton gets the best run. But sometimes he can't quite close the deal on Rush. Especially when Rush backs up the corners and then is able to power by on corner exit. 3 laps to go. Rush to the bottom.
Yeah. Rush pulls down. He said, "You can have the top because you're going to take a wall."
And that could allow Hectus to get by. Hectus can't get there. Felton stays in 4th. Lines up, he'll re-rack, try it again. Rush almost caught the wall off turn 2. Left 2 to go this time by.
If you're going to make a move there, Jay, you better make it now. If you're going to do the spin, spin him now. He's doing it. He's on the inside.
Here we go, sends it in. Rush had a really bad turn 3. He's still there on him. Inside. Rush puts the block on. Now Felton stuck up high. 2 laps to go. He's got room now. And Hectus to the inside. Here comes Felton. Tries to send it in. Rush sends it in too. Rush has more grip on the bottom.
Jay Felton is checking up. He is not wanting to wreck in Rush. He'd much rather finish 4th than finish 15th. Now, he does not want to wreck. That doesn't do any good. This is a points race. They're racing for points here. Jay Felton is being smart about this. He could easily probably take him out, but he stands a chance of taking himself out as well.
Mike Eames has closed the gap. The problem is that he's still too far back at this rate. Won't be there in enough time. Focus back on the leaders. Brian Johnson's off turn 4. He'll see the white flag. 1 more lap to go at Indianapolis. trying to become the 4th different winner in 4 races on the season. And as of right now, it's looking good for him to do it. But Eames is closing in again, down to 3/4 of a second. As long as he doesn't pull a Weldon, Johnson should be able to bring it home to the... We'll have to wait and see. Might be able to bring it home first. Down to 0.6 of a second. Mike Eames trying to do everything he can in the last... Is it going to be enough through turn 4?
Gonna dive it, dig it, dig it, dig
Gonna
it.
be car number 4 off of turn 4, taking the checkered flag. Brian Johnson is going to win at Indianapolis. Race for 3rd to the line. Caden Rush is gonna hang on.
Tremendous race. Tremendous.
Mike Eames 2nd, Caden Rush 3rd, Jay Felton, Gregory Hectus 5th, Michael Schuer 6th, Matt Hornbuckle 7th, Clifton Cockrell 8th, Andrew Melvin 9th, and Kyle Feemster rebounds for a top 10.
Great job. And in 11th, we have Kenny Powell in that 24 machine. And in 12th, we have the 40 of Charles Woods. Behind him is the 17 of James Cullabelli, the 83 of Craig Johnson behind James. And we have the 68 of Michael Knight running up the top 15.
Matthew Sisto 16th, Paul Olson 17th, Stephen West 18th, Marty Walter 19th, Brian Tong 20th, Munatsi Major 21st, Ron Hollyfield 22nd, Jeff Hollingsworth 23rd, Dalton Mobley 24th, Chris Severa 25th. We'll let you take care of the rest. Most of them just retirees here.
Yeah, we have Dalton Mobley in a 77, 31 laps down. Cecil Keith in a 33. He is 33 laps down. Corey Walters in the 14 is 48 laps down in the 27th position. And Chris Johnson in the number 2 is 58 laps down in the 28th. And we have Sam Lear in the 78 is 66 laps down in the 29th position. And the number 10 of Ben Quimby Jr. is 77 laps down in the 30th position. Donnie Gatton Jr. in the 9 is in 31st position, 82 laps down. Michael Doyle in that 12 machine, 84 laps down, 32. And the last car is 96 of Jeffrey Smith. He is 98 laps down. He retired early.
And I tell you what, I would say let's bring in Brian Johnson for an interview, but he's not in the voice chat right now.
I don't know if we're going to get a chance to talk to our winner here.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be possible. Mike Eames is in the building, so we could pull him up and talk to second place. Have to wait and see here. Just paged him. We'll see if he makes an appearance. I mean, if he doesn't have a mic, that'll be a different issue. But Brian Johnson is no longer on the racetrack. And yeah, so
Hey, we're just sitting here in limbo. I guess we're not getting a chance.
I guess we're not and I guess that means here we'll get the final thoughts here from you. So what do you got here? Final thoughts here from Indianapolis.
Well, it was a great race. I've seen some giving, some taking, and Caden Rush has made some more friends on the track, which we should see that pan out here in the future races. We've had some good cars that were taken out. We've had some good cars that were taken out and made a tremendous comeback. I'm going to tell you that Kyle Feemster to come back and finish just outside of the top 10 for me is a tremendous feat for the way his car looked. Matt Hornbuckle also to finish in the top 7. Out of all of our cars up here, Michael Eames he's the second biggest move of the race. We have Matt Hornbuckle at 56 has also came up 17 positions from where he started.
Was a wacky race for sure. We saw a lot of changes for the win, but in the end, it's Brian Johnson that goes home with the checkered flag first. That wraps up our coverage here. A wild night from Indianapolis. We'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel, from Kentucky for the who knows whatever it's called at Kentucky. For all of us here in the booth, Al Kozlowski, I'm Jacob Pitts. This has been a presentation of the iRacing Stock Car Association. Brian Johnson, your winner in Indianapolis. So long and good night.
Good night, folks.